Hey guys, welcome back to A Little Less Lisa, and today is my weekly check-in. We are going to talk about week 41, which makes me now realize that we are 11 weeks away from it being a year. That is crazy. Crazy how fast that went. I feel like I literally just started this journey a few weeks ago. That's crazy. Anyway, let's get into week 41. So if you're new here, my name is Lisa and I am a 57-year-old postmenopausal female, and I have struggled with weight pretty much my whole life. I think I grew up as kind of a bigger than average kid, kind of a little bit on the chubby side. Although, when I look back at pictures of myself now, I don't know that I was really chubby. I think I just, like I said, I was, probably bigger than average, but, not anyway. I certainly wasn't an obese child, I guess is my point. But as I progressed into adolescence and obviously then further on, I 100% struggled, like I said, my whole life. I went on my first diet when I was 13 years old. I remember it vividly, and it pretty much never stopped, at all. So I started this journey back in the very end of March, like I said, 11 weeks, and we'll be at a year. And I started on compounded tirzepatide. I am 5'6" and started my journey on the medication at 183.8 pounds. I hit my initial goal, which was 150 pounds, at about the 15-week mark. Now, I set that goal based on the fact that I am postmenopausal. I didn't know how, first of all, I didn't even know if this medicine would work for me. Second of all, I didn't know how well it would work for me, and I didn't know kind of where my body would go. I spent about 13 or so years around the 143-ish mark. I lost about 85 pounds in 2006, and then, like I said, maintained that pretty much to about 2019 or so. I gain 10 pounds here, but lose it, in a month and a half kind of thing. But, for the most part, maintained that basically 85, 87, whatever it was, pound weight loss. And so while I was very comfortable at that weight, that was before I was perimenopausal. That was before I was in menopause. That was certainly before I was postmenopausal. So I didn't know, like I said, what to kind of expect out of my body. And, certainly weight had shifted in my body. It wasn't the same body that I had. And so I thought, let's be reasonable. Let's start with 150. So I hit that goal and then decided to go with, kind of that weight that I had lived at for quite a while as an adult, and go for that 143.8, which would have been it would make it a 40-pound weight loss, kind of like even numbers. So thought we'd go with that. And I hit that goal, I believe, at week 20. And then I sat there kind of thinking I was going to go into maintenance, and sort of tried to be on maintenance for a couple weeks, and just realized that I didn't really want to stop there. I wasn't quite comfortable. As I mentioned, now that I'm postmenopausal, weight had kind of shifted. So even though I was at the same weight that I was, 6 years ago or whatever, 5 years ago, I guess at the time, it looked different, right? Physically, I looked different. So I thought, to give myself a little buffer, whatever, I would keep going and just kind of see where I ended up. Where I ended up was where I am basically now, and that is right around the 50-pound mark. I hit the 50-pound mark, I think it was week 26, something like that, 27, somewhere around there, and have been maintaining that pretty much ever since. The way I handle my weekly check-ins now is I tell you whether I am under my maintenance range, whether I am within my maintenance range or whether I'm above it. And the way I set my maintenance range was, I sort of took that 100 and whatever it is, 33-ish pounds and said, okay, if I'm 2 to 3 pounds under or 2 to 3 pounds over, like that's kind of my range, sort of a 5 pound on, kind of splitting that on either side. And then letting you know sort of where I fall in that range. I try not to be fixated on the number anymore. I am only weighing myself once a week, and that's been working pretty well for me so far. So this week has been a little bit of an interesting one, I'm not going to lie, and I definitely think that it has affected my eating and just, my overall kind of mental health. So you will be seeing in a video coming up in a few days that I am going to be having skin removal surgery in addition to a breast lift and removing the breast implants that I had put in, about 21 years ago or so. And because of that surgery, my surgeon was requiring me to have an up-to-date mammogram, which please do not do as I do as I say. Please make sure you are getting your annual mammogram if you are, obviously within that age range of somebody who would require that. I was not very good about my annual mammograms, and I'm not going to tell you how long it's been since my last one because I am actually pretty ashamed of it. Regardless of that, I was going to get it. I had an appointment actually with a new OBGYN here in New York City, since obviously we, are having to find all new doctors since moving here, and was planning on getting a mammogram regardless, but I needed to have that done for my upcoming surgery. So you'll hear all about, like I said, that surgery and my plans, and I'll give you, pictures of befores and whatever, so we can all go on that journey together. But I had my mammogram done actually last Saturday and didn't really intend on looking at a report, was just kind of figuring I'd hear from my doctor on Monday or whatnot. And in the process of setting up my, my chart kind of thing, I saw that the report was there from the radiologist. So I opened it, and I do have some things that they want to check out in my right breast. So, it was a little nerve-wracking, I guess. I mean, I did Google it. I am very confident that it will be fine, but obviously there is a chance that it may not be fine, and that's stressful. And I can definitely say that has played out in my eating. I have 100% seen old habits come back. I have been eating quite a bit of sugar, quite a bit of carbs, not focused on protein at all, still drinking my protein coffee every morning just because I love it. And that's, definitely a habit after, it'll be 5 years, I think, in like the March, April timeframe that I have been drinking a protein coffee. So that's very well ingrained in my, in my habits and my structure. But yeah, like I said, my mental health has really kind of taken a little bit of a beating in thinking about, what could be, and, we'll see. Thankfully, I go back in a few days to do a follow-up as well as an ultrasound. And like I said, after, reading everything on Google and talking to my doctor, as well as talking to a family member who is a doctor, 95% of people who have this particular thing within their breast, it's fine. It's no big deal. It's nothing to worry about. It's whatever. It's just how it is. But there is a 5% chance that, it could not be. So, and it's just hard to sit in that limbo kind of land of the unknown and not knowing, okay, am I okay? Am I not okay? And so, yeah, that's been hard. And like I said, it has really shown itself in some of the eating habits and yeah, things that I kind of thought I was past, but apparently not. So I guess the good news is I recognize what I'm doing and have tried to course correct. And I think I'm working on that. I think I'm headed in the right direction. I also did, and I appreciate everybody's comments on my video last week where I sort of said I said I was on the struggle bus. And, so many of you had really some great helpful tips and recommendations. And somebody suggested, and it was a natural thing to suggest, and I didn't even think about it, is to, because I am a member of Fridays Health, and we'll talk about Fridays in a second here, that, I can meet with a registered dietitian one-on-one anytime. And I have not taken advantage of that benefit. I've done the group training sessions or the group, sessions previously when I was in my weight loss phase as I was kind of approaching maintenance. But since they have implemented this ability to meet one-on-one with a dietitian, I haven't done that yet because I just kind of didn't really feel like I needed to. And frankly, I wanted to leave time for those who really needed to speak to a dietitian. And I thought, you know what, you are absolutely correct. Like, that is a great suggestion. And so I did schedule that appointment. I am meeting with them actually, I think on Monday of this coming week. So I'm glad that I took that, step forward. And I'm going to talk to her not only about sort of my inability to get back into, I think as I put in the notes for the meeting, I put that I've fallen off the protein bus, I think is what I said, or the protein wagon, I guess. And so yeah, I'm hoping to talk to her not only about, those things, but also talk to her about, some of these habits that I have sort of slipped back into this past week and maybe how I can deal with some of those. Like I said, while I've recognized it and I've already started to course correct myself, it certainly would not be a bad idea to speak to her about that as well. So since I just did mention Fridays Health, that is the telehealth company that I use to get my medication, and I have for a very long time. But in addition to that, many of you know that I am an advocate for Fridays Health as well. Unfortunately, that fantastic offer that they ran and then extended for a week of getting $100 off of your first month when you sign up as a new patient did end on the 9th. However, they are doing $50. So their normal sort of promotion through those of us who are advocates is generally like a $25 credit or, towards your first month, but they are running 50. So it's not as good as the 100, but it's still better than our normal promotion. So if you are interested in, like I said, trying to save $50 on your first month as a new patient, then feel free to use the discount code on the screen here. It should just be Lisa and you'll save $50. It will also be in the description box. There's always a link to Fridays Health in the description box. You can just click that. That should apply the discount code for you automatically. But if not, like I said, when you get to the end in the checkout, just put Lisa in there and that should save you the $50. So you guys know how much I love Fridays Health, and this being able to meet with a dietitian one-on-one is just one of the many benefits that I think really sets Fridays Health apart from a lot of the other telehealth companies. In addition to the mental health coaching that they do, which as far as I know, puts them like in a completely different stratosphere than any of the other companies. I don't know of any other telehealth companies that deal with the mental health component, which I don't know about you guys, but I think honestly is one of the biggest factors, right? I mean, we just struggle with so much between body image and dealing with, maybe some of these kind of habits that I was just talking about, which would not only be beneficial to talk to the dietitian about, but also to jump on a mental health coaching session and bring it up in one of the groups to see, you know, hey, what do you think about this? What would you recommend as steps to try to curb that behavior, that kind of thing. So, you know, that they've got the fitness with both an in-house coaching session as well as having access to the Sesh Fitness app and a dedicated workout for both home and gym. It's an 8-week program, which is totally free when you're a member. They pay for your blood work. I mean, just the list goes on, but definitely check them out. Like I said, if you are looking for a telehealth company. And yeah, I can't, like I said, speak more highly of Friday's Health. I just think that they do a fantastic job for their patients. So knowing that I struggled a little bit this week and, like I said, really kind of dealing with some mental health as well as some poor eating habits, I did see the scale go up a little bit. I'm in my maintenance range now, which is fine. You know, I was under my maintenance range, so honestly, I needed to gain a few pounds, so that's all good. You know, am I proud of the way that weight went back on? Probably not. Not even probably. Definitely not. You know, it would have been nice if it could have been muscle or, you know, I don't know. And I'm sure some of it's going to be water weight, right? It happens, especially given how sort of dramatically my eating habits and what I ate was. So, you know, we'll see what happens next week. Maybe I'll be down a pound again. I don't know. Like I said, I'm in my range. I'm good with that. Just more unhappy, no, I shouldn't say unhappy, disappointed in myself with some of these old habits kind of creeping back in and the food choices that I made. So yeah, you know, that is what it is. I still need to take my measurements. I was doing something in my spreadsheet and I was like, oh, I need to do that. And then I got busy and I totally forgot. So I need to do that. I especially will do that, you know, because I'm going to have this surgery and obviously I want to be able to see the differences and things like that. So I will try to get that done this week so that next week I can report back to you. Other than that, things were good. I would say, do a much better job on my water this week. So that was good. I got a new water bottle. It's not right with me now because I'm actually just drinking some actual coffee because I'm a little tired. But I just like, I'll show it to you in the next video, but I really, really like it. It came in like a 2-pack. The other water bottle that I was using, I really liked, but one of my children broke the hinge on the cap that keeps it shut. And it was always a pain in the butt. And anyway, so I was like, you know what? New year, you can treat yourself to a new water bottle. So I ordered this 2-pack and I really, really, really like it. So I think that's kind of encouraging me to drink more water, which is great. You know, have continued to stay on track with my supplements, which is great. I have been trying to remember to add back in creatine into, especially when I'm making my protein coffee. I just think that it will, you know, it helps with muscle recovery and that sort of thing. And it's just, you know, good to have in your system anyway, especially as a postmenopausal female. Workouts went well. I worked out a couple times in the gym doing strength training. I did a Pilates class as well. So I feel like the workouts really hasn't been an issue kind of keeping up on and staying within that momentum. So that's great. I am really cognizant of the fact that in a few weeks, once I have surgery, I'm not going to be able to do anything. So I'm really, really focusing, especially on my upper body strength training, because clearly, you know, having arms and breasts done means there's nothing going to be going on up here as far as workouts are concerned for, I'm guessing, probably a good 4 to 6 weeks, probably closer to 6 weeks as far as like actual strength training. So, you know, it's fine. I'll, you know, do what I need to do, either jumping on the treadmill or something just to get some cardio in. And obviously I can do some lower body workouts, you know, obviously not right away. I mean, I think probably a couple weeks before I get clearance to do more strenuous kind of stuff. But, you know, hopefully then, like I said, at least I can then kind of work on some lower body stuff, and, you know, then we'll see when he gives me clearance to start doing the upper body stuff again. But that's kind of how week 41 went. A lot of mental health stuff, stress related to health, and we will see what happens. Obviously, I will report back to you next week after I have my follow-up appointment, and I very, very much hope that I will be able to give you good news as well as be relieved with the good news myself. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Always, my comments, box is open. Let me know if you have any questions, anything I can try to help you with. Don't forget about the $50 off for Friday's Health if you are looking for a telehealth company. And yeah, if you like this kind of content, click the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you know when I upload videos. And if you want to keep on watching, there'll be another video over here in the corner for you to watch. And remember, kindness and hate spread the same. The choice is yours. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.